Welcome to 365 Math. In this video, I'll be showing you how to raise one power to another power. It is definitely one of the rules of indices. What I mean by this is we have x to the power of 4, then we have another power outside the bracket. And what this means is we're saying x to the power of 4 is going to multiply by itself 3 times. In other words, we have x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 4 times x to the power of 4. And rewriting this would have x times x times x times x for the first one. Then we move on to the second one. That's x times x times x times x. And then we move on to the third one. That's x times x times x times x. Now, if we count all these x's, we can see that they are equal to 12. So our answer would be x to the power of 12. However, this is very tiresome, especially if we have larger powers. For example, if we have x to the power of 20 raised to the power of 3, that means the number of x's that we have to write, they are so many. So there is a shortcut of dealing with one power being raised to another power. What we can do is, if we have x to the power of 4 multiplied by 3, we multiply the powers together. So that would be x to the power of 4 times 3, which gives us x to the power of 12, hence giving us the rule a to the power of n multiplied by m is equal to a to the power of n times m, which is equal to a n m. And we are going to use this rule in our following examples. Example number 1, we have x to the power of 2 to the power of 5. And what this means is x to the power of 2 times 5, which is equal to x to the power of 10. And then if we have x to the power of negative 3 being raised to the power of negative 2, we do the same thing. We rewrite it as x to the power of negative 3 times negative 2. A negative and a negative gives us a positive. Hence, our answer would be x to the power of 6. Example number 3, if we have 2x cubed being raised to the power of 2. What this means is we are going to raise everything in the bracket to the power of 2. And that will give us 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by x cubed to the power of 2. And by so doing, 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 4. And then x cubed times 2. Remember, we multiply the powers, so that would be 3 times 2. And we get our final answer is 4x to the power of 6. And lastly, if we have 3y to the power of negative 2 being raised to the power of 3, what we get now is, remember, we raise everything in the bracket to the power of 3. So that would be 3 to the power of 3, and then y to the power of negative 2 to the power of 3. And that will leave us with 3 to the power of 3 times y to the power of negative 2 to the power of 3, which is equal to 3 to the power of 3 gives us 27, and we're multiplying it by y to the power of negative 2 times 3, and we get our final answer as 27y to the power of negative 6. So that's it, guys. When you are raising a power to another power, remember the rule a to the power of n to the power of n. That means you multiply the powers together. Hence, you are left with a to the power of n m, which is a to the power of n times m. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching. Please do hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.